Dry fasting explained, why it accelerates spiritual growth faster than any other fast. Introduction. Have you ever noticed that some fasts bring results slowly, but others seem to shift something spiritually almost immediately? Why is it that when both food and water are removed, spiritual awareness becomes sharper, prayer becomes deeper, and inner distractions begin to fade faster? In this video, I'm going to clearly explain dry fasting, and why it accelerates spiritual growth faster than any other fast, without exaggeration, fear, or confusion. Section 1. What is dry fasting? Let's begin with a clear foundation. Dry fasting means abstaining from both food and water for a specific, intentional period of time. It is important to understand what dry fasting is not. Dry fasting is not self-punishment, recklessness, competition, or spiritual showmanship. It is a deliberate spiritual discipline, practiced with wisdom, humility, and purpose. Unlike water fasting or intermittent fasting, dry fasting removes all physical intake, which creates a unique internal and spiritual environment, and this difference is key to understanding its power. Section 2. The spiritual principle behind dry fasting. At the spiritual level, fasting is not about hunger. It is about reordering authority. When the body is constantly fed and hydrated, the flesh remains comfortable, dominant, and demanding. But when food and water are temporarily removed, the voice of the flesh becomes quieter and silent, and the awareness of the spirit becomes louder and sharp. Dry fasting accelerates spiritual growth because it reduces physical dependency, minimizes sensory distraction, forces inward stillness. This creates space for spiritual sensitivity to rise more quickly than with other fasts. Section 3. Why dry fasting accelerates spiritual growth. Reason 1. Total detachment from physical comfort. Food and water represent survival and comfort. When both are temporarily removed, the body stops negotiating. The mind stops seeking comfort. The spirit becomes more alert. This detachment creates faster surrender, and surrender is the doorway to spiritual growth. Reason 2. Intensified discipline and self-mastery. Dry fasting requires intention. It cannot be done casually. This discipline strengthens self-control, obedience, inner authority, and where discipline grows, spiritual growth accelerates. The spirit becomes trained to lead, rather than follow the impulses of the flesh. Reason 3. Heightened spiritual sensitivity. With fewer physical inputs, mental noise reduces. Inner awareness sharpens. Prayer becomes more focused. Many people experience clearer spiritual perception, deeper stillness, stronger conviction, not because dry fasting is mystical, but because distraction has been removed. Section 4. Dry fasting spiritual benefits. Overview. Some of the key dry fasting spiritual benefits include accelerated spiritual growth, greater humility and dependence on God, stronger discernment, deeper prayer focus, increased spiritual awareness. In this series, we'll explore these benefits one by one in greater depth. Section 5. Who should approach dry fasting carefully? Dry fasting must always be practiced with wisdom. It is best suited for spiritually intentional individuals, beginners starting with short durations, those seeking clarity, alignment, or renewal. It is not about length, it is about intention. Wisdom, prayer, and discernment should always guide your practice. Section 6. The right spiritual mindset. Dry fasting is not about forcing spiritual experiences. It is about humility, listening, surrender. The goal is not to prove strength. The goal is to quiet the flesh so the spirit can lead. When approached correctly, dry fasting becomes a powerful tool for spiritual growth, not strain. Closing and series transition. Now that you understand why dry fasting accelerates spiritual growth, the next question is this: how does dry fasting sharpen spiritual clarity and discernment? That's exactly what we'll cover in the next video. If this teaching helped you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and watch this series in order for maximum understanding. Thank you for watching. Stay aligned, stay disciplined, and stay spiritually aware.